work. If it's snooping around. Okay, we'll turn it off. I'll use something else. Take that one off. There we go. Whew. Okay. There are options always available, workarounds for everything, right? And we find the way to do that. So I invite us as we begin this morning to just open our hearts and our minds and to recognize that we're here because unity is a positive, practical, progressive approach to Christianity. I'm going to clarify, progressive is not a political term in the sense. It means that we're ahead of the curve, right? It's progressive. It means that we're really working into the place of where we're unifying all the different faiths and spirit that is alive. And so we're grateful for this. And it's based on the teachings of Jesus and the power of prayer. And we have seen so many prayers answered in this ministry. And it is such a blessing. And unity does honor everyone's opportunity to find a path that works for you. And we teach a universal truth that works with every individual's understanding of their Christ consciousness, their true self, by whatever name or knowing. They are the light of this world, and each of you are that. And we are grateful that you're here with us in unity today. And so at this time, let's begin with our affirmation this morning. The presence of God unites us as we work, play, and pray together. Oh, that is so good and so true this week. Anybody feeling that? We need to affirm it again. The presence of God unites us as we work, play, and pray together. Yes, indeed. And we have been doing a lot of that. And let's now sing together. Let's rise and join together in the right place and the right time with Ellen Rogers and Art Bristow.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Turn to your neighbor and say, your soul is welcome here. Now come back and sing. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. I am the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to. Let them hear it outside. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. What? I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Yes, it is.
Welcome, everybody. My name is Katie Ralston, if you don't already know me, and I am so glad you've joined us today. So let's begin our service together as we affirm our statement of truth. There is one presence and one power in the universe and in me, God the good, omnipotence. Prayer is a core practice that Unity teaches and our constant connection to divinity. Our prayer chaplains pray for your request for 30 days and are sent to Silent Unity to be prayed for at the same time, which we call double prayer power. Really is. Prayer request forms are available in the foyer. So today's prayer chaplains are Ronnie Kennedy, Miss Ronnie, she's in the back there, and Katie Phillips, right over here. Okay. Katie's going to offer one-on-one prayer after the service in our prayer room at the back of the chapel, sanctuary. And for those who want to pray in person, Ronnie is going to lead us in a group prayer before our meditation. And for our digital viewers, whether you seek peace or have gratitude to express, please click the request prayer button on your bulletin, or you may leave a prayer request through Facebook Messenger. And now let's join Reverend Kyra in prayer.
I love prayer. Oh, I forget I still love prayer. Let's take that smile and move it internally, where we're smiling with the delight of the divine right here and right now. We're opening ourselves to the awareness of this divine presence, this light of all, this essence of oneness that we are, is alive and well in us, through us, as us, and with each and every one. And we say thank you. Thank you to the Spirit of light, the Spirit of truth, that we may live with a life filled with joy and laughter, that we may feel the depth of our feelings in every moment and open to the awareness of God's loving presence as it is serving and supporting and nurturing us to be a presence for that light. And we are grateful, 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 God, for the amount of light right here, right now. I want you to feel the power of that light, to move into those inner dimensions where there is this universal love flowing through, this universal light of all flowing through you. You are the prism that is bringing that light forth in the many colors into this world. And we say thank you. Thank you, God, for showing us the diversity within our unity, for opening our hearts, minds, and souls this day, that we may flower divine consciousness in this world. We may become aware of all the dimensions of your universe that are working in cohesion with us, converging through our heart and mind to bring your light even greater into this world. And we say yes to being a vessel, to being a presence, to being a prism for that light to come and bring its brilliance into all of creation, and to honor and celebrate all of creation that is here with us now. Every plant and animal and every person. And we are grateful, grateful, grateful for Mother Gaia. And for all of it, we say thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Amen. And yes. Back to you, Katie.
This week's announcements and all participation links can be found in your Sunday e-bulletin, which was sent out this morning, or please visit the connection table in the foyer to sign up for our many events. So first of all, it's time for our fall membership drive. Reverend Kyra is offering 2 opportunities to take the first step towards the Unity Bay Area Houston membership. Tuesday, October 10th at 7 p.m., or Saturday, October 14th at 10 a.m. Links to each class are in your e-bulletin. New members will be celebrated in a ceremony on Sunday, October 15th at our 10:30 a.m. service. I highly recommend becoming a member. Won't change anything other than deepening your relationship about coming here. It won't cost you any more money or time unless you choose that. We invite you. Earth Care Movie Night is October 14th at 6:30 p.m. Join us for pizza and the movie My Octopus Teacher, which is great. Please RSVP by Wednesday, October 11th to help us get a count for the pizza. The creative process in the Bible focuses on an allegorical understanding of the 7 days of creation, as related in Genesis, and the 7 steps of the creative process as it relates to each one of us. Reverend Kyra Barrow will offer this 5-week class on Wednesday, October 18th at 7 p.m. That's the starting. Awaken your understanding of how these 7 days can create a deeper understanding of your personal journey through cycles in your life. Stow Good are coming, and they are ready to joyously use their God-given talents, writing, singing, and speaking, to successfully inspire, uplift, and transform our lives on October 21st. A light dinner is available before the show. Get your tickets now, and you can do that today. You can do advanced tickets purchase, so they're fantastic. So so good coming up. And now please join me for our vision, mission, and values and affirmation. Our vision is a world powerfully transformed through the movement of a shared spiritual awakening. Our mission is to inspire minds, awaken hearts, and empower lives through the teachings of Jesus Christ and other expressions of universal truth. In all that we are and all that we live, we value unconditional love, connection, authenticity, inclusivity, trust, and compassion. We are living relevant spirituality now.
Please rise. I got peace and harmony, joy inside of me, love in all that I do, and the wisdom to know the truth. Peace and harmony, there we go. Joy inside of me, love in all that I do, and the wisdom to know. I want to hear you declare it. I got peace, love, joy, and harmony. 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 I got peace and harmony. Joy inside of me. Love in all that I do. And the wisdom to know the truth. I got love in all that I do. And the wisdom to know it's true.
Thank you. Okay, welcome again, everybody. Thank you for being here and for sharing your unique energy and your personalities with us today. So, here's a test question. By show of hands, who likes puzzles? Puzzles? Well, we had lots of puzzles for sale at the garage sale, too. Only $1. And then they were like 5 for $1. Anyway. If you missed it, you got to come next year. Deals. Anyway, see, that was really easy, right? It was really easy raising your hand. So now if you're here for the very first time, please raise your hand so we may see you and welcome you. Yay! Okay. Now, I'll do that in a second. Well, we're going to give you a welcome blessing. So, ready? Welcome blessing. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in you. Okay. Now, if you're new, did you get one of these welcome pamphlets? If you didn't, you raise your hand and we'll make sure you get one really quick. And a little heart sticker, which you're happy to wear. If you see somebody wearing that heart sticker, give them a hug. You can give them a hug anyway, without a heart sticker. We all do it. But welcome, welcome new folks. We really appreciate you being here. Okay, now, so there'll be a guest card. You can fill that out. And then also, if you're new, you can go back to the welcome table, and we have some gifts there, so you can have a gift of your choice after the service. All right. Now, if you're a first-time online viewer, you can contact us through Messenger or on our Facebook page, and you can also choose a special gift. And because we'd love to connect you to our amazing events and show you what we mean when we say we are living relevant spirituality now. And so now let's center inward for a reading of today's daily word with Mark Grableski.
Good morning. So here's the setup. So I was looking at Daily Word today, and I thought, how auspicious. So, everybody raise your hand if you had anything to do to support the garage sale. Everybody look around. It's probably like 90% or something, you know. Okay. Yeah. All right. So then, reading the Daily Word this morning, I thought, the Daily Word spirits really had this in mind for our date of October 8th. So, our word today is together. Our affirmation, the presence of God unites us as we work, play, and pray together. Joining with others to work makes the job easier. Joining together for fun multiplies the enjoyment. The camaraderie, cooperation, and support of togetherness gives me a boost and brightens my mood. The indwelling Christ presence is alive in all people everywhere. When I work, play, or pray with others, something greater than the sum of our individual efforts and insights results. The divine love that binds us multiplies as we recognize it in one another and give it fuller expression in ourselves. Work becomes more productive, play becomes more enjoyable, and prayer more fulfilling. Together, we produce more good work and feel more joy and happiness than any of us could accomplish on our own. And from Matthew chapter 8, verse 20, for where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I am there among them.
I will be gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself. And I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. I will be gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself. And I will hold myself like a newborn baby child.
So this time in our service together, I just love that we pray all through this whole service. It's wonderful. It's a time for us as a group to pray, and along with the prayers that are in our prayer box that people have been putting in, every week, that we as prayer chaplains, we pray for those. But today we include everyone. And so I know that you are guys like me. So we have so many people that are precious in our lives that we worry about, or we fret about, or there's situations that are going on in our lives that we worry about and we fret about. And so here's a time that we can sort of give those, kind of release our own human ego and give it to where it belongs, to the divine, where it's all in order, in a divine order. And so I'm going to give you all a half a minute. I'm going to put it on my watch here. And you can either, I love to do this like whisper, you can whisper it out so that it's spoken, with our bodies. Or if you don't want to, you can say it within you, in your heart, so we center in that space. And so here's your half a minute, guys, to do that together. So we thank you, God. Thank you. Thank you for being this presence that's within us and around us and that we share together. Amen.
Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you, Ronnie. I invite you to continue to close your eyes if you're willing. Turn within to that place of harmony and peace that we sang of, that one of that uplifting expression of the divine, where we open ourselves to this infinite wisdom, this eternal love, the splendor of the divine that is moving through and blessing us, that we may relax into this now moment. To feel the power of this moment, that as you turn within, you soften your eyes and soften your cheeks and your jaw. You soften all of your body, temple, and your muscles, and all of you relaxes into this now, to know that you are fully supported here and now by this infinite side of your nature, by this God essence that you are. And as we begin to open ourselves to the remembrance, to letting go of our places where we contract and hold on tightly, and we let go and allow the divine to be the divine, bringing forth its awareness, its love, its light into everything within us, every thought and every feeling, every particle of our being, and all that is in the unseen, layer upon layer upon layer of awareness. Every ancestor, every being of light supports us right now in knowing the truth of who and what we are. We are told, ye are gods. You are the light of the world. Jesus demonstrated this in his own path, and we are here to demonstrate in ours. And so as we move into this time of silence, we open to a deep inner relaxation to know that the light of all is moving us through life. We are not the doer, but the divine in us is doing all things to move us to greater good. And we open to that awareness in the silence. In gratitude for this tiny moment of realization, tiny and yet infinite, expanded where there is no time or space. We feel that presence just bubbling forth, unifying all that we are in every realm, bringing that awareness back into our body, into our ears, into our eyes, into all of our senses, that we see beyond the veil of illusion, and we open to that awareness, the divine, everywhere we are. And we say thank you. We are grateful, grateful, grateful. We feel this peace and harmony and carry it with us forward into the world. And so we bring our awareness back here now, gently aware of the divine presence that is speaking through us, and we share together and affirm this prayer. It's the Lord's Prayer, but it's from an Aramaic translation. Together. Beloved oneness, breathing life of all, holy is our essence. Create your reign of unity now. Your one desire acts with ours and vibrates light to form. Fulfill this day all need for bread and insight. Forgiveness releases us, and we remember wholeness. We are free from inner and outer deception and walk your path with joy. You are the power of these truths, and unite my words, thoughts, feelings, and actions through this prayer. In gratitude, my heart knows it is so. Amen, and yes.
I love you, Lord, for your mercy never fails me. And all my days I've been held in your hand from the moment I wake up until I lay my head. Oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. 'Cause all my life you have been faithful, and all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You have led me through the fire. In the darkest nights, you are closer than no other. I've known you as a parent. I've known you as a friend. And I will sing of the goodness of God. 'Cause all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so, so good. With my life I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Your goodness is living now. It's living now through me. Your goodness is living now. It's living now with me. With my life laid down, I will celebrate now. I give you everything. Your goodness sing of the goodness of God. Oh, I will sing of the goodness of God.
I will remember the mic. Thank you so much, Ellen and Art. And I am very excited about this topic today. Today we're talking about dimensional divinity. And a lot of times we have a lot of different ways and names and ways that we refer to God. We refer to whether it's the light, the love, the essence, the energy. We know that we are energetic beings. And we have a lot of different ways we go about accessing and feeling and experiencing the power of that divine essence that is at the very core, that is all that we are, that is everything that we're made of and everything else is made of. And yet understanding that there are many different dimensions to that divinity. But the divinity is the core of every single aspect, every single part, every part of the essence of God is alive in every different dimension. And there are those of you I know that I'm talking to that work in many dimensions. You can raise your hand if you want to. Yeah. A lot of times we hide from that in our world, don't we? We hide from the reality that we operate in many dimensions, and yet the truth is you cannot not operate in many dimensions. You can choose not to be aware of the many dimensions that you operate in, and yet you are operating in many dimensions. Now, some of us are more linear, and we're like, yeah, no, I'm kind of black and white. I'm not so sure about that, Kyra, and that's fine. You don't have to be. But what we do have the opportunity to begin to understand, our world is transforming and changing, and the awarenesses that are coming online now are really the awarenesses of the multi-dimensions, or what I call omnidimensional awareness. Omnidimensional is because it's every direction, every aspect of creation at one time, and yet we access what we are capable of accessing in a given moment. And so a part of what's happening for us is things are shifting in ways that are opening us up to access aspects of our own awareness that we have not previously paid attention to. Let's say it that way. Maybe we just haven't paid attention to it. We haven't given it its true voice, its power, its spirit. And yet one of the things that Jesus taught us is that when he spoke in parables, what he often would say, for those that have ears to hear, or those that have eyes to see, because what we recognized is at different moments we would unpack, unravel the awarenesses, the levels of understanding in those messages at different times. Different layers and levels of understanding reveal themselves. And we get the opportunity to decide, what level am I going to buy into? Much of our world, many of us came from other traditions, and we seek something that has a deeper understanding, an understanding beyond just the physical awareness. We seek an allegorical understanding of the Bible. We seek a metaphysical understanding of the Bible and of life itself. We want to understand, how do I make sense of this as a spiritual being having a human experience? We do not deny our humanity and the linear activity of a world in duality. And yet we recognize there's something greater happening, and when we draw into a greater understanding of the universe, we begin to see things from a different perspective, and we see more than what we've seen before. One of the things that's happening in science, it's happening in astronomy, is that they're seeing, if you notice, they're seeing more of the universe, more of the cosmos. They're finding that they can see farther than they've ever seen before. Well, that's happening within us too. We are in the process of expanding our ability to understand the goodness of this universe, the order of this universe, whether we call it God, we call it universe, whatever you choose to put that name to it, there is a goodness that is moving us, that is evolving us, that is awakening us to a higher level of consciousness. And so we are the players that chose to come here and play at this time. Say, yoo-hoo, pat yourself on the back, and go, what was I thinking? There's that part of it too, right? How is it I chose this, really? And yet, what we know at some level, we're here to begin to understand things anew. Even things that we thought we understood in the world, they're being, just shaken down, and we're having to gain new understanding, new insights. When something shifts and there's a new awareness, then suddenly everything looks different. We redefine everything based upon the new awareness. When I was in India in the Oneness University, and we did many, many deep, powerful processes. And a part of that, we were in silence for 30 days. I went on and did another 10-day course, so it was 40 days. In that process, we were taking through different processes to really go within and begin to look deeply at our understanding of our life and our perspective and begin to clear. I teach the idea from this that I learned that we begin by clearing our personal wounds, right? We clear emotional wounds in places where we can't really be present fully to the divine because we're all caught up in our wound. And as we clear and heal those things within ourselves, then we begin to clear and heal our familial experiences, our family experiences, our ancestral patterns. So we go from personal to family to ancestry. And we begin, and as we do the individual work, we are operating in many, many dimensions. So as a result, when I heal all the dimensions that went before me, all those timelines that went before me and all that come after me. So you heal your grandchildren when you do the work you're doing. How powerful is that? When we change that perspective, all kinds of things shift. Then you go from the place of healing the family and ancestral, that next you move into patterns and programs. The programming that we've all received from this world is many of us were taught that we are not worthy or we're less than, instead of knowing the true glory and magnificence that we are, to understand ourselves as a multidimensional, omnidimensional being, that the power that you possess within you as a Christ consciousness, as a divine expression, goes far beyond what you say and do and think in this moment. But it is about the power of that moves through all the layers and levels, and things are shifted and brought into alignment by the moment of your realization of the truth in any given moment. It's very powerful. In that process that I started to talk about in India, one of the things we did was we went back through our lives and looked at where you could call it the hand of God, the voice of the divine, the presence of the infinite, the understanding. What is it to reinterpret our lives by the idea that the divine has always been there, no matter what occurred? And what's the divine perspective? If the divine perspective, divine dimensions are always moving us towards greater goodness, greater realization of the divine as it is within ourselves and within everything around us. So how would I reinterpret the events of my life if I were to see and begin just by saying, maybe I begin with just those things where it's clear to me the hand of God or the divine essence was there moving me, was actually bringing good. How many of you had a negative thing happen that turned into a blessing in your life, right? But we didn't see it at the moment that it happened, right? Oh, that did not feel like a blessing right now. But eventually, we got to see what was really emerging out of that was an inner strength. an inner awareness of our own healing ability, an inner dimension of our own ability to bring energy into life and allow life to inform us in a new way. So we can begin by looking at where was that hand of God, that voice of God, that presence of God in our lives in those situations. But then we go to the ones that we've struggled with next. And we look at those as well and say, what is the purpose? What is a higher divine purpose for this experience in my life? What are the dimensions that are revealing themselves? And the more we did that work, we journaled about this, we sat with it in meditation, we sobbed and we cried and we celebrated and we experienced the power of that divine presence. And I can say that for me to recognize all the ways that I had denied the divine, I had to do some forgiveness work on myself, right, for having denied the truth of the divinity and the many dimensions that were supporting me through my life. The times that I had denied the voices that I heard, or the power of the presence, or the knowing that I had. How many of us have done that? We've denied the way that the many dimensions are communicating with us. And we are coming into a time of what is happening in our world is in the expansion of consciousness, in the raising of vibration on our planet and in our being, and in all of this, because Mother Gaia is a creation as well as a divine entity, and all of creation is raising in vibration. And as a result, it's thinning the veils of separation. It's thinning the veils between the many dimensions. So we are awakening to our healing powers. We are awakening to the realization that I do have a voice of spirit in me and I can hear it. I can begin to see and explore the things that show up in my world and think of them differently because there's something else informing me rather than just the linear world out here. There is a divine dimension. There are many divine dimensions beginning to inform our lives. Some of you are here because you're aware things have been shifting and we're wanting answers and understanding of what's happened for me. What is going on that's happening? I'm now, able, or I feel the healing power in my hands that I didn't feel before. It's our healers group has all really been blossoming because people are awakening. We're awakening to the realization that we've always had these divine dimensions. They've always been there. We're just becoming aware and beginning to put them into practice in new ways in our lives. And it transforms everything that we're here for, everything that we're up to. One of the things I love that for me, I made an agreement with my divine that I wanted it to be playful with me and to always kind of keep me laughing. And because, my MO is joy. And so why not? I've done enough of the pain along the way and I was doing all that releasing, right? And so we first have to release, but once we do, then we can choose what is that? What kind of communication do you want to have? So I asked my divine to be playful. Well, what's happening now is it's becoming very visible with its many dimensions. So as you all know, I just came back from the most amazing trip of a lifetime, from paradise to paradise to paradise that was truly phenomenal. And I could feel God's presence and see God's presence. I could see it here as easily. But of course, it was kind of fun to see it on the Aegean Sea, and those crystal blue waters. But what I discovered as I was going through my photos is that there were these overlays on them. And now, before we do any of these photos, I want to apologize that I don't really want to publicize me and Buddy's faces together every moment, but, it happened to be where these showed up, so you're going to see a few of our face photos, because I was like, what is that? What is it? And I'm starting to have this communication with my divine and said, what is it? And they said, it's the dimensional bleed through. It's the seeing the many dimensions. Now, I don't know, it kind of fades out on here, but you see the light coming off of Buddy here? Yeah, all right, that's an example. When you start to look and you start to notice, it's a dimensional awareness that there is a light. I think he's losing the firm body and becoming the light body, right? Isn't that what we're all doing? Or these, where you can see, do you see this light here around my throat area? Or over here, there's another one that's coming in from the side. So it's almost like you see wispy waves, and it was different in each photo and different places and different ways. But I started seeing these dimensional experiences, and I was asking my divine, what is that? What is on my? I'm looking at my camera to double check it. But it wasn't in all the pictures. But there is a dimensional awareness that's happening for us where we're opening. And they wanted to be playful and for me to see it, to say, this is what's occurring. Now, I have another photo here that was not from this trip. This was up in an old growth forest in Washington, up in Whidbey Island is where it was. And in this old growth forest, I snapped this picture because I was fascinated by this one tree. And what's interesting, this is where I captured a vortex, I would say, is that, I even talked to photographers and said, could this happen? They said, well, if the aperture were spinning, the tree wouldn't be straight. And they said, so it's not that. And they couldn't explain it, of course, by common terms. And I said, well, I believe what I caught was a vortex of energy, all right? And the Spirit does this with us. It plays with us. And we are in the place of where to begin to start to open to the awareness that I have these many dimensions. So what are those dimensions? Those dimensions are places where I have developed already all the gifts that I am to use in this life, to use in this world. I've worked with these things in the past. It's not, your healing abilities aren't new. They're ancient. You've brought them with you, and they are places where you have access, or the divine is coming through to help you to know we're here playing with you, all right? We are here. You are not alone. You are this Christ being. How did Christ do the healings? How did Jesus do the healings? He went into the place of the Christ consciousness. He went into that dimensional frequency where someone was already healed and whole. Because at a spirit level, we know that truth, right? We're already healed and whole. And he knew them even in the physical already healed and whole. And so as a result, as he came in and brought that awareness, and he held it with such a strength that it overrode the system that we had bought into, the pattern, the belief that I am less than, the belief that I am not whole or healthy, or the idea that was carried on. When Myrtle Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity, had the healing of her tuberculosis, and she'd been told all her life, you're sickly, you don't have any ability to heal, we can't do anything more for you, you just need to go enjoy your last few months and die, right? And then she lived to be in her 80s, and this is when she was like under 40. And when we begin to understand the divine is there and it is carrying that structure, it overrides all other systems. Those inner dimensions are more powerful when we access and hold those truths than all these other dimensional belief systems that we've bought into in this dimension. So what dimensions are you looking into? How much of it are you aware and watching and listening and experiencing? Are you noticing when the flash goes past your eyes? It might just be a little light. It might be that something gives you what I call shaman shivers, or gives you that little bit of you get those God bumps all over all of a sudden because somebody just spoke truth. What is it that is informing your life right now? See, if we're to begin to operate from our true Christ power, which is omnidimensional, multidimensional, whatever word you want to put to it, it's various dimensions, then we have to begin to open ourselves to the realization that it's communicating with us, and notice and begin to share that information. Because as I share with you, you may be reminded of a time that you experienced something that you had forgotten to think about. And it's about where do we put our attention and our focus. And as we're expanding our reality now, transforming our world, and I know it looks like a lot of things are falling apart. Do you know that that's exactly what has to happen? What's supposed to happen for the greater good? To come for us to develop according to another system? It's not that we go fix the old systems. We literally let them go and build new systems of operating that are like a new operating system. We all are getting new operating systems, all right? So we're upgrading, all right? And as we upgrade into this dimensional experience, start to notice if you're hearing a voice that wasn't just the typical ruminating thoughts in your head, right? Those thoughts go on and they have the same old thing they say over and over and over, right? But the voice of spirit will come in and act, and oftentimes it feels like it's not what I thought I was supposed to do. It's not the way I was supposed to go. Oh, I'm supposed to turn right? Really? It can be that specific. All right? Or it can be more globally interactive, where it is just, I'm aware that something's shifting and I want to pay close attention right now. And maybe it's trying to get your attention to what is really happening. Now, I have a little video I'm going to show, which was also on our trip. And this one, I want you to notice the dancing lights. All right, now it's kind of sideways at first and then it's going to switch. Carol fixed it for me. Thank you, Carol. And I don't know if you're able to see them in here. Well, let's see where if we can get. Oh, there they go. Do you see that dancing light? It's there kind of at the bottom. You see it? And it wasn't somebody doing this with the light, all right? It wasn't the guy throwing the light thing up in the air. This is in Republic Piazza in Florence, Italy. And so in the process, what I was aware when I saw this video, there was a guy singing and it was fun and all of that. But I realized Spirit was dancing with me, was bringing me an awareness of the light and the, do you see it now? Now, that guy's throwing a thing in the air. That's a different thing. But that's not the one. But there's a dance. So what I'm inviting you into is to begin to notice what are the ways that the universe, your own universe of you, the many dimensions of you are communicating with you. If you are noticing the more subtle signals, because they start out subtle, sometimes they end up becoming a 2x4 to the head because we're not paying attention. But hopefully you're getting them when they're subtle, the signals to help you know, oh, I'm not alone. There's an incredible presence of the divine that is operating with me. I love this quote that's one of my favorite scriptures. For now we see only a reflection as in a mirror. Then we shall see face to face. Now I know in part, and then I shall know fully, even as I am fully known. Now, a lot of people have taken that and described that as if it's something we get to when we go to heaven, right? Isn't that how that's been interpreted by many? For me, it is while we're here and now. We have the opportunity to know fully, to be fully known, to experience the divine, to see clearly when we see beyond the world that is here and we see those many inner dimensions and we begin to glorify and revel in those and appreciate them and acknowledge God's presence, that infinite presence by whatever name or knowing, the lights around us, the awarenesses that are ahas within our spirit. Those are the ways we're beginning to see clearly and find ourselves fully knowing something magical, mystical, amazing is happening right here and right now in each of us and on our planet. And I invite you to begin to watch, to notice, to redefine your life by those moments of awareness and begin to notice how many more begin to inform you, because that's what will happen. And I am grateful to be here with you and all of my multidimensional, omnidimensional players in this divine play. So thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, Bruce. This is a time of great gratitude. One, as we begin our offering, but before we go there, I want to just take a moment because I am just overflowing with gratitude for the gift of this community and how it works together. Earlier, when Mark asked how many were involved, I mean, really, it was about 98%. I think the ones that weren't were new people, you know, and so they couldn't get here yet, you know, they got here as fast as they could. You know, that old bumper sticker, I wasn't born in Texas, but I got here as fast as I could. And I'm thinking, well, my first thought when I woke up this morning and I was thinking about my gratitude, my first thought was, after a garage sale, the many hours that, you know, there is so much. And I think that I'm so impressed that so many of you that were here hours and hours and hours this week returned again today to be here for this message. And I thank you for that. But I also think we have some special thank yous. You know, somebody who offers leadership in such a humble way in this community is Sarah Thompson. And she's... Stand up for a minute, Sarah. I know she doesn't want to. Her statement this morning... You know, she often says, oh, I didn't do anything, I just asked people to show up, and they did. But you know, not everybody shows up for everybody. But we show up for Sarah Thompson, right? Don't we? And it's together and gets everybody engaged, and she did a tremendous job. Now, I know Sarah is not the only one that did the work on this garage sale. Let's see, Stacy and Michelle, Kathy and Rob, John Martinez, Lindy, Mary Helen, Wendy, Maria, Owen. I mean, okay, I could go through and name every one of you, you know, because there were so many that put hours and hours and hours. I asked John how many steps he had yesterday on his Fitbit. We were comparing at 5 o'clock, or no, it must have been about 4 o'clock. We both had like 22,000 steps for the day, and he had over 26,000 yesterday, right? Yeah. And so I just think, you know, Bruce Landry, if you've never want somebody that's a wizard at packing a truck, Bruce is amazing. And coordinating with all of those that we served. You know, after things were sold, we also always donate things, and we work to make every possible bit of this effective. You know, Sarah and I don't know who all went with you yesterday and took clothing over to the Lighthouse, and it's a women's shelter, and so they took the leftover women's clothing over there. And then we had, you know, let's see, Ronnie took books over to half-price books, and then what they don't take gets donated. Interfaith Caring Ministry loaned us their truck to be able to take things back to them as well. And what I know is that we are a community partner. And so not only are we doing what we do, but we're also partnering with everyone. But it also is part of what helps sustain our community. How many had fun doing the garage sale this week? Yeah, you know, I'm not saying it wasn't hard work, but it was fun too, right? We had a great time together doing what we do. And I know I've missed some names. You know, Lauren, I know, was amazing over there. Ronnie is the DJ. Lauren worked with the kids all day yesterday. There were so many parts and players. I know I'm missing people, and I apologize. Please don't take offense. Come and just jump up and down or something. And you know, because Susan stood in that bookstore the entire time to take credit cards so we could do credit cards at there. So many of you, and I just want to say that it takes a village, it takes a community. We are in times when we're learning that we need one another, that it is so important to have those connections. And so my heart is overflowing. Now, we don't have a final number yet, okay, for you, because we're still gathering money in. We have some things still online. We still have things at the resale shops. We've got all over. We're still gathering money. We are way beyond 10,000, and my guess is we'll end up around 12, but we'll see. It might be more than that. We'll see. So as we get more numbers, we'll announce more, but I would say thank you. Thank you, because this is part of what helps sustain our ministry each year to do this amazing garage sale. And also what sustains our ministry are all of the consistent givers here. Everyone who gives, who tithes of their time, their talent, their treasure, everyone who gives consistently at some level, that helps us sustain and be able to be a presence for this community and have this place to gather and do what we do. And it is truly, it overflows my heart with joy and gratitude. And so thank you all. So you can text to give at 281-595-1648. You can use the code, of course. You can mail in checks. You can bring in money. We like all forms, and we are grateful, grateful, grateful. And so let us take a moment and affirm together. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God. And so it is.
Now, this is a sing-along, and I just know psychically, omnidimensionally, that you already know the words. You know your part. I'm going to be listening. Your love is lifting me higher than I've ever been lifted before. So keep it up, quench my desire, and I'll be at your side forevermore. You know your love keeps on lifting me higher and higher. Yes, and your love keeps on lifting me higher and higher. Now once I was downhearted, and disappointment was my closest friend. But then you came and it soon departed, and it never showed its face again. I said your love keeps lifting me, keeps on lifting me higher and higher. I said your love keeps on lifting me higher and higher. Y'all keep clapping. Go ahead. I'm so glad I have finally found you. Yes, that one omnidimensional love, and I dive my loving soul inside you. I can stand up and face the world. I said your love keeps on lifting me higher and higher. I said your love keeps on lifting me higher and higher. Say it again, how you getting lifted? Lifting me higher and higher. One more time, and lifting me higher and higher.
Thank you, Ellen. All right, let's see. We've got prayers here. I'm going to give this to Sarah to hold our prayer box, and all your prayer requests are in there, along with our giving and our offering that is here and all that comes in other forms. Let's celebrate this together. We celebrate divine abundance. We gratefully live, breathe, and experience abundance and generosity. Thank you, God, for the flow of resources through our ministry to bless the world. We rejoice as all our prayers are answered. We are grateful, blessed, and prosperous. Yes, we are. Thank you. Okay, sit down if you didn't, participate in the garage sale. All right, now look around. Give a rounding applause to all those who participated in so many ways. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you bought anything or anything else, you count. All right, so we would ask you to share us on all of your different social media platforms. And we do have a few things coming up. I want to just mention real quick, the Stowe Good concert is truly a phenomena. We've waited a couple years to have them back with us, so we're looking forward to that. You can buy tickets in the bookstore today. This week, we have coming up a lot going on. The Unity Men are meeting at Mario's Pizza on October 10th at 6:30 p.m. The Unity role-playing group is meeting regular games starting on Friday, October 27th, or 13th and 27th. All right, we have the Earth Care team meeting on next Sunday at noon, and we have the Walk to End Alzheimer's. If you want to join in the walk, you can contact Wendy Hoggett. I know she's back with the teens and kids right now, but she's available, and we would love to have you join in the walk. So many, many things to get involved in here. So grateful for all of you. So let's take a moment and close our great service here together with one more song. Right?
I have a garage sale related question. How many people bought more stuff than they donated? How many people walked in with the same amount of stuff they walked out with?
How many of us
How many of us
recycled?
just traded some stuff
Yeah.
and gave money to the church? Raise your hands, every last one of you.
There's a lot of that. How many of us brought stuff back we bought last year?
Hey!
I love it. All right, let's rise and sing
It's
together.
the law of abundance taking place right here, yearly. All right. Say it like you mean it. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. Joy is my source. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. Peace. Peace is my source. Peace is my power. Peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Peace gives me everything I need. God is my source. Love is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me all the peace I need. God gives me everything I need. And God is everything I need. I understand, Art. That's good.
Woo! Together, the light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Have a blessed week, and we say, yay!
Please, please, please.